What's up guys, Peepo here, and no, today's video is not going to be about my Mirage with the trad and the dye job. It's actually going to be about the RocketMesh Galileo145 shaft. And it's carbon fiber, so I'm just going to get right into it. RocketMesh has 4 styles of shafts. This is one of them. I'm not going to go into the other names of the other ones because we're talking about the Galileo. The Galileo 145 comes in right around 145 grams, which, that's about one of the lightest. When I say right around 145, it's going to range because of the material and the building process for most carbon fiber shafts. You're not going to get the same exact weight for every single shaft. So it's going to range between 145 and about 155, 160 at most. But, that's normal. That's normal for the process. Most metal shafts, they have to measure them to see if they actually meet within a slight range of weight, because they'll be like point something or whatever, even 1 gram off of what they're supposed to be. But so same thing can be said with your carbon fiber shaft. So just checking it out right off the bat, it looks like it's carbon fiber. It means you can see the actual crossover of that material in the shaft. So it has a clear coat. It doesn't really have a black or a colored coat over top of this one. The other ones are different. There's different designs. But as far as the shapes go, they have 2 different shapes available for their shafts. Maybe not the Galileo, but with the Galileo, this one, the smooth, it has smooth and sand grip or sandpaper grip. So it definitely is a sand. I'm not a huge fan of sandpaper grip shafts, but I've felt the sandpaper style that they have, and it's nice. As far as the shape goes, this is kind of a what they say is their concave shape, and I'll talk about it as I'm unscrewing it to show you. So the shape is very reminiscent of the old Gate Ice or the Gate Scandal shafts. But the thing is, it's not very, how do you say it, prominent or pointy. So it's actually rather pretty well curved. So it's not going to dig into your fingers. Your fingers just kind of naturally wrap around and sit in those ridges. And it's definitely a very light shaft. It's one of the lightest I own now. It only comes in this colorway currently, with the gray and silver carbon fiber, natural carbon fiber appearance with black lettering. I believe they are supposed to be coming out with colored lettering, and then they're supposed to be offering a customization thing within the future. But so if you're looking for something that's a little less on the super bright and super flashy side, very, very simple design. It doesn't really stand out unless you put something flashy on it, like flashy tape or flashy heads or even a flashy butt end to match and everything like that. But very light. You can definitely whip it around pretty easily. As far as strength goes, I haven't really had a whole lot of impact on the shaft. I was playing in a little pickup game before that was I got whacked pretty good, and I thought it was going to break because I've always kind of been a little weary of carbon fiber shafts. But after this one got hit by a D-pole that was a little bit on the aggressive side, I was confident that these are pretty sturdy. mean, that's always kind of been the thing with carbon fiber. They'll be real strong, have a nice flex on it, and everything like that. But at the same time, impact is always the issue with carbon fibers, the impact resistant. So, like, another shaft hitting it and whatnot. That's always been the problem with all carbon fiber shafts. I don't care which company it is. There's always going to be a problem with the impact, just because that's how carbon fiber works. It's light, it's strong, but impact-wise, it's not. Overall, carbon fiber isn't, I guess you could say, dependable with impact. But this stood up to my test with that game, and I'm pretty happy with it as far as that's concerned. With the Flex, I weigh roughly 220, 230 pounds right now. Before I put on a head on it, when I first got it, I immediately went out to the concrete so it didn't slide on me, and put the top end against the concrete and leaned into it, and it had maybe about a between a 30 and a 40 degree bend happening throughout the shaft. It's not like they don't have like focal points at any given point in the shaft. It's just an overall flex, but it's not a huge like noodle flex going on. So very consistent. I mean, if it's gonna stand up to a heavy as heck guy like me, leaning on it, I think it's pretty strong. So Galileo145 shaft, very light, pretty sturdy in my opinion, very simple design, and you can pretty much put any head that you want on it. It's a fairly tight fit on all the different heads that I've put on it. So for one of my things with carbon fiber shafts is that I've always found that they're not quite tight fitting to the heads, and I've always had to kind of use a piece of tape or two to make it meet and not wiggle around. But with the Galileo, concave, smooth grip, I'd have to say that it meets the requirement as far as being able to put almost any head on it that I need to. So yeah, and it comes with a tape saving butt end, and so nice balanced shaft. Definitely meets my standards as far as a carbon fiber shaft is supposed to meet. So Galileo145, check it out. Go to RocketMesh.com. I believe it's at $68 currently, which is right around half, if not less than half, the price of the competitors of a 30-inch carbon fiber shaft out there. There's some that are like 130, 140. Some are even like there's a couple out there that are like 160. So as far as a carbon fiber shaft is concerned, being at that price point, it's like perfect. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Peepo. I'll check you later.